Come on in, Taurus, as the leaves fall and the seasons change. You have some choices of kind of love interest or attractions that are looking into your reading right now. So I'm really curious as to what you're going to choose or what's going on here. So we're going to talk about it in the cards coming right up. Hey Taurus, good to have you here, good to have you. We've got, as I shuffle the cards, we've got two kitties hanging out for your reading. Woo! Well, that was a bad shuffle, we'll try that again. We've got Cappy here, taking a little nap. And of course we've got little Star. Star. Hi baby. We don't normally see Star. Normally she's kind of in the background. In the very back, or coming in, thumping Theo on the head, needing her space, but she wants to be with us right now, so that's all good with me. And she is a star. Star wants to see the star of Taurus. So Taurus, we just got finished with the Libra sun eclipse, and now we're coming into the Taurus lunar eclipse. You are going to do well with that, that's for sure. The end results, I mean, there's all the energy in between, which has a lot of Scorpio energy, which makes people go really deep and very uncomfortable. But then it comes back around at the very end when we come into the lunar eclipse, which is Taurus, and that's becomes stable, becomes simplified, and people get very clear. As much chaos that can happen during the eclipses, by the end of it, Taurus will make it very clear and very grounded to come into the final decisions that we need to make. So, in advance, Taurus, thank you for that energy. Wonder how you guys are doing. Just get your second layer here in, and then we'll start your reading. Of course, I always shuffle them very extensively before. And then we do the second layer. It's always very important. The more patterns, the more cards, for me, the better. Everybody has what they like to do, but I like the most information possible. Okay, give me a second. I'm just going to straighten these cards. I'll be right back. Okay, Taurus, we're back. Star has moved in front of the camera now a little bit, deciding to clean herself, so hopefully she'll lay down in a sec. If not, we'll go to the overhead view. But here's something interesting. I'm looking at this going, Taurus. You know, sometimes we do these love and relationships, and as I always say, that if there isn't any sort of lovey-dovey sort of energy that I don't talk about it, but there is here. But there's choices. There's choices. There's definitely energies right now of possibilities. I mean, I don't know where you're at in your head, but here's what the cards are talking about. It says that there's two separate people that you've got your attention towards. And it's fascinating because it does say that you're looking at it and you're more analytical. You're more of the Queen of Swords, and so she's in control. So the first thing I want to say is that you're in control of this. It's going to be your decision of what you want to do. But it kind of looks like this. Here's what we've got. It's fascinating because you have, let me go overhead real quick. You definitely have two choices. You've got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, okay? These are our choices, okay? You also have them doubled up in the reading, okay? So there are definitely choices of two different sort of individuals that you are looking at within the energetics of attentions and how it's satisfying you or not. Okay, and then because you also have down here, now here's what's interesting in your attitude, okay? Down here you definitely have, okay, we definitely have the Two of Cups, all right? But right next to it we have the Moon card. So this is kind of interesting energy because this is, you know, twos also have to do with choices, okay? And there's the, you know, the relationship energy, okay? But the moon a lot of times has to do a lot with sometimes secrets or hidden or kind of in fantasy, or kind of hang time as you're reviewing the scenario, right? And taking more time within this sort of love choice in a way. And so really it's kind of like dun dun dun. Somebody has got interest in two people. Now here's the energetics that are coming forward. This is what the cards are talking about. So they're talking about one person, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands person is someone who is more like tried and true, and but yet clumsy, and that's the way it's coming across. And it's so funny because sometimes the Knight of Wands can come across as a player, somebody you can't really trust. They can be a whirlwind, and but you don't want to trust them. But that's not the feel that's coming off of this person. This is more like someone who's trying to be a Knight of Wands, a charismatic individual, and is kind of clumsy in their trying. You know, it's like when they're trying to be their best for you or just show up really well, but they're kind of like the Don Quixote in a way. We love Don Quixote, but so it's fascinating because we've got one person who's more like, I have to say, kind of clumsy. And then there's the other person. The Knight of Swords is coming up as someone who is, yes, the more energetic, but yet it's almost like they're not totally paying attention to you. They're kind of like first in your action, but they're bringing you levels of happiness, but it's almost like it's like a forbidden love or something, or like you can't totally go. You want that, they make you happy, but you can't really go with that. It's fascinating the way these cards are talking. And so you have the tried and true clumsy person that I don't want to say you settled on, but it was satisfying enough, and you care about them. Boy, you know where I'm going with this. But the interesting thing is it more feels like you're just thinking about a lot of stuff, because the Queen of Wands also is with the swords. She's really in her head. She's a swords. So she's a very heady person. And it's kind of like I get this feeling like she's observing this and she hasn't made an action yet, because your cards talk about in the future line here is when the actions get made. And that's when either you can have chaos or non-chaos. It's more like she's in critical thinking right now. And she's a little bit of fantasy too at the moment. Okay, and it comes into the future, and then when the future lines, it talks about how you've got the Nine of Cups, but you're not satisfied. Usually this is a very, very satisfying card. Overhead here. Usually this one is a very satisfying card, okay? You can see he looks very satisfied. He's got all of his cups and they look, you know, like he's kind of smug and he's looking, you know, good with this. And then you also have the Venus card here, the Empress, okay? But here's what we've got for you. We really do have both of them turned around. It's like you're not being satisfied because the aspect of your Venus doesn't feel taken care of or whatever. It's almost like, now, you know, we are dealing with Taurus here, so Taurus is very tactile. And there's levels of Taurus that people can't compete with how luscious you are and the things that you enjoy. Very tactile, very into the taste of things, the feel of things, the look of things, you know, and you do enjoy romance. And it's like, it's a lush environment, and so it would be a lush romance. That's what would be ultimate for you. Like that's what you would like the most. Like if you're a Taurus moon, and how you like to be approached in romances, you like people to put time into that area of creating ambiance and putting the effort into, and someone cooking for you, and you love that. You love that. Someone cooking for you and taking care of you, and it's like the lap of luxury. And we're not talking it has to be rich. It just has to be cared for and thought out, and the storytelling of it and everything. So, you know, that's the way Taurus, and also you have to look into what your moon sign is, because that does reflect how you a lot of times like to be approached. But within this scenario, it's talking about the people that are going through this are looking at it with their heads. They're very analytical. So I don't even know if like you're thinking about or looking about the past, or, you know, secret, or you're secretly admiring or looking at somebody from a distance. And you know, I don't know exactly what's going on, but there's definitely two interests here. But she's in control. Queen of Swords is always in control. It's always her choice, for sure. With all of this, and it doesn't say that you've necessarily taken actions or the actions that would really affect things. You are in your hopes and fears having a bit of anxiety and trying to decide what choice you want to manifest for the future. You just don't know. You don't know. And here we go. Here we've got with you got a lot of doubles on your cards, and you've got double worlds. Okay, you've got the world card. Okay, we've got them both turned upside down. So it is like literally saying your world is turned upside down. Okay, you're unbalanced. You don't really need to know, or you don't know what to do with things. And so both of them are turned upside down, and they're not only in your recent past with some sort of like decision that didn't go the way you wanted it to, and also in your environment right now. Okay, because right now you have the world turned upside down, but it's also, you've got the Justice card. So you're trying to get balanced, okay? Justice, and the, you know, you're trying to get balanced here, okay? You're trying to make good decisions, all right? Your deliberation of the decision and the consideration that you make in this is very important. It's important to you, and also usually is important to Taurus. Taurus is a very loyal sign, very loyal, especially once they've committed to somebody. So I don't know, Taurus, exactly what you're going through, but two sources have got your attention. And I don't feel like you've done anything or made the choice yet. Because it says kind of like you haven't. It's kind of like I feel like it's a fantasy. It feels fantasiful. How do I say that? Every time I try to say that word correctly, I mess it up, which is fine. Anyway, you know, I'm just reading what the card's talking about. I don't have all the answers. I just have what they're offering me. So it does say in the future line, it talks about how it's all about wands. It's all about the staffs, and wands have to do with actions. It's very, very important, because you have a double five. Everything is saying, and well, Taurus is very stable, so it's really saying solidly these things. When you got double cards, it's saying solid this, solid that. And that's why, you know, I have to say this is what the cards are saying, because you've got doubled up on almost everything, which is very rare. Okay, so now within the actions towards the future line, it's saying that there's going to be levels of chaos, and no one's going to agree on exactly what you should do. And you want to take the right course of actions, but you don't know. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of like chaos in your life where people aren't, here's the thing, people, well, they're kind of wrapped up in their own thing, so they're not completely paying attention of do this, do that. And you're still coming through with very stable Taurus energy, but you don't know what choices to make. And this is not telling me which one you're going to make. So I don't know. But it is all going to be based upon your actions. Your actions when you finally come out of the moon card and you decide which direction you want to take, I hope you do the justice and you really think a lot and you deliberate a lot on what you actually want to do, because your actions after that are either going to throw things into chaos or not. Either way, the people that you're working with in your life right now are kind of chaotic, so it looks like there's still going to be chaos in your life, or chaotic people or decisions or that. But you need to be stable in your actions, and I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's all up to you. I mean, you're coming through with being the critical thinker and the one to choose with the Queen of Swords energy. So, I mean, it really is. It's all up to you. And that's just what the cards are talking about. Kind of like not quite a soap opera or anything, because you haven't done anything per se, but you definitely have the interest. You're looking at some people right now. And I don't know what's going on with them to you, because you can either make stuff happen or not completely. Anyway, I'm going to come back in just a moment. We'll do a wrap up. Just a quick reminder to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. This will give you a feel for which energetic you're possibly experiencing right now. And if you would like a detailed personal reading, you can book a reading at ctgtarot.com. And thank you for subscribing and clicking the like button. The kitties and I are very grateful. Okay, Taurus, here we go. We got the wrap up going on. So basically, it's talking about you definitely have choices right now. There's kind of, within this love and relationships reading, it's definitely a level of love within the relationships, but it's all under your control. The Queen of Swords, it's hers, always going to be her choice. And it does seem that there's levels of your life that are not satisfied. Your Venus, that aspect of your Venus, is not feeling satisfied. And so your world feels a little bit turned upside down. You want to make deliberate decisions that get you back in balance. It looks like you've got some kind of love decisions or watching. It's almost somewhat secretive, or in a hangman, hanging position where you don't know exactly what you want to do with it yet. And it's giving you a little anxiety. And in the end, it is absolutely going to be your choice and your actions once you come out of the moon card and you take some actions, whether it's going to throw things more into chaos or not so much. Either you're going to have kind of a chaos and people are going to beat on you a little bit, or you're going to focus back into your projects of kind of like work, and then the chaos is just going to go into like the people that you're with being kind of chaotic. It looks like you are dealing with a little bit of chaos of people in your life right now, people not knowing which actions they want to take in a lot of things, and so they're not completely paying attention to you. But I don't know, it just feels like one love is this clumsy sort of person, and the other one is kind of more exciting and makes you happy, but yet there's something almost like you can't have them. It's very, very, very interesting energies. I have no idea what you're going to choose to do, of course, but this is sort of the energetic that's surrounding the possibilities for Taurus energy. Of course, you want to look into your sun, your moon, and your rising, because there's some people this is very much so going to resonate with them, and there's other people that's going to be, well, my energetic, these energies are not. So, but this is what Taurus energy is talking about. So, good luck, Taurus. I don't know what you're going to do, what you're going to choose, but I guess maybe, I don't know if it's levels of fantasy or what you want, or I guess the big question is ask yourself, what do you want? I know you don't know what you want, and the cards say you don't know what you want, but well, we're in between these two eclipses, so that's what you're supposed to be doing right now, is figuring all this stuff out at a deep, deep, deep level. But you'll come to it at the end. At the end, it's going to be simplified for you. When you come into the lunar eclipse with Taurus, it will completely come resonate with you, simplify it, and you'll become completely back into your essence of knowing yourself and who you are and solid in your Taurus energy. It'll become simplified for you, and that was not a Freudian slip. But like for me, no, for you. And you'll be able to know what you want. And so you won't even have to like decide, you'll just know, and then it'll just be, and things will naturally just progress the way they're supposed to. Okay, Taurus, good luck with all this. I'm so curious in how it's going to turn out. All right, talk to you soon. Mush mush.